Super Sunday has just finished and I'm more confused than I was at the start, because yesterday we spoke about very shocking manager choices. Well, today it was all about the managers again. If you are new here, you know how it works. We're going to speak about Arsenal v City. We're going to speak very briefly about the other two Prem games that were on today. We fly to Spain where Barcelona played Getafe. We'll go to Italy, Germany, etc, etc. But this was the game of the weekend, and look, I'm going to be real with you lot. It did not go as I don't think anyone expected. Not a single person, whether in that stadium or watching on your very legal live streams at home, could see what we saw coming, because Arsenal, the lineup from the beginning was like, hold on a minute. So there's no Odegaard, fair enough, like injury. Saka on the bench, fair enough, he's not fit yet. And you still don't start Eze. You play Mikel Merino there with Trossard out wide, Martinelli not starting. It was a very interesting one. But again, you know, Arteta has his reasons. Realistically, when it comes to Big Six games, you can't really question him too tough because his record is kind of fantastic, innit? But that being said, the game kicks off. Arsenal are in control of the ball, right? They have the ball, everything is flowing. It's, you know, it's okay. Next thing you know, minute 9, City's number 9 wins the ball in like a little, you know, back in secondary school, yeah, when somebody would drop like a £1 on the floor and then everyone just scrambles to try and like, they put their foot and they try and win it. Like 5 Arsenal man try scramble Erling Haaland for the ball. He flicks it on. Reinders, again, steam train. We know about Reinders. I've been telling you guys about Reinders since Euros with Netherlands. He steams on through. And Haaland, like, listen, we knew this brother was fast, yeah, but this guy left Gabriel and Saliba in the dust, bro. This is not like, I don't know, Titus Bramble or some slow brothers at the back. He has blitzed them and then finished past David Raya. 1-0, you're thinking, oh, here we go then, because, you know, what do you do now, Arteta? In my opinion, I started getting flashbacks to just yesterday. I'm thinking, Arteta, I can't lie. Go do it Enzo Maresca, bro. Just hold your hands up and say, you know what? Eze, Martinelli, Saka, everyone, come on, right. Even cool Odegaard from A&E, bring him on the field, because it wasn't looking good. Now, the next thing is what shocked me, right? Because we are so familiar now with City, especially 1-0 up, you're thinking, all right, maybe they're going to just control the ball now, take this thing out of the game, quiet the Emirates crowd. What we saw was something that I have genuinely never seen before. Guys, Pep parked the bus. Guardiola parking the bus. I said, now I don't know if it's PTSD from the 5-1 of last year. I don't know what the cause was, but this guy said, nah, you know what? I'm good, mate. I've got my one goal. I'm going to just sit here and absorb pressure. Now, there is a tiny chance as well that it's more of a violation towards Arsenal, in that you're saying, you know what, it's 1-0, I'm seeing who you man have got here, come and break us down. You're not going to break us down with these men. But I probably would say it's more to do with the fact that obviously recent times at the Emirates, he's not been having the best of luck, so, you know, fair enough. But look, first off, again, Donnarumma made some saves on Madueke. Arsenal started stacking the corners and the long throws again. Nothing was really tangible in terms of that creation. It was a little bit, all the commentators said it, all the people on, you know, online or whatever, they were saying it, and I agree this time. It was like a bit of like the handbrake was on a little bit, you know. I just released the handbrake and let go. Half time arrives. Normally people say, Arteta, why you wait until 60, 65 minutes? He didn't wait this time. Half time, immediately, Eze on, Saka on. The game changed completely. They started stepping on their necks. A lot of it was, again, the same U shape, you know, going round and round and round, trying to open up the gaps. But that's because, fair play to City, they defended really, really well. Gvardiol defended well. Obviously, Kusanov went off, but he defended well to begin with as well. O'Reilly was having a good battle with Madueke as well. So it was people were calling it haram ball. People were talking about whatever, terrorismo. All I can say is, I ain't ever seen this before, bro. It ended up being the case that it was the lowest possession in Pep's City entire history, which I guess if you're a City fan, you can look at it and say, maybe it's something new that we can add to the repertoire, right? Something that we can use maybe in Champions League knockouts and whatnot. Something that I would like to use is my soundboard to tell you guys, you know what that means. It's time to sub, because we're on the road to 50k, and then the road to 100k can be seen beyond that. I put the lights on today, by the way. Again, yesterday I put you guys the lights. I don't know if you guys wanted the blue and pink lights or just leave it blank and grey, but let me know in the comments what you prefer. We'll do like, I can't even do a poll. I don't know how to do all this tech stuff, but anyway, subscribe. Let's continue. Second half is going. Like I said, Eze is now looking dangerous. Saka, I don't know how he does it, but he comes back from injury and he's just looking sharp as well. But again, City are bro, the blue wall is defending valiantly. It's like they were doing the Poznan, but with like the whatever 5,000 fans allocation they were given, it felt like there were 5,000 defenders there. Because I see Calafiori flying forward, cannot create anything because there's nowhere to go until, for whatever reason, with like literally, so they have 7 minutes added on. It's minute 92. You fought for your lives. By the way, sorry, I forgot to mention, Haaland came off. Erling Haaland was subbed off for a midfielder. I've never, I don't know if it's fair, I don't really understand it. So Arteta's lineup to begin with was what surprised me. Then him making the sub at halftime surprised me, and Pep surprised me with whatever this was. But it was working. Doku, I want to give a shout out to. Obviously, you know me, I'm very critical of his end product. Now today, Doku didn't get a goal or assist, but I think it was a really good game. And that you will only know if you watch the sport, not looking at your Excel spreadsheets, right? So fair play to Doku. He was basically carrying the attack on his own, especially when Haaland left. It was literally Doku tried to knock it long, but Gabriel and Saliba kept winning it back, and then boom, wave after wave after wave of attack, until eventually City bugged out. Because minute 92, Eze picks up the ball in his own half. Was it in his own half? Around the halfway. Yeah, in his own half. In his own half. Let me be like 5-10 yards into his own half. Plays a delightful ball over the top to Martinelli, who people thought he was offside, but he's just that rapid. He breezes through, playing like it as like a 9, if you will, in this kind of role. Incredible touch, and lobs it over Donnarumma. Like genuinely, yeah. I know this is gonna sound blasphemous, but it reminded me of R9 v Milan back in 1998. For those of us who remember, and that one, you know, it was Desai that he's just kind of run past and then scooped it over with his right foot. I was baffled. I said, fair enough, man. Martinelli has done that. I mean, it's been an incredible week for him. So, you know, GG's incredible impact off the bench yet again. But there were 5 minutes left, and in the end, it kind of petered out a little bit. Now, one thing that you know me, I'm a very honest guy. I don't like when people just talk nonsense as well on the internet. In my opinion, both teams could go away feeling a bit disappointed, but at the same time, they've learned something, right? City, obviously, I mean, you know, you considered like right at the end. To be fair, it was like a reverse of last year, right? Where Arsenal had to defend back to the wall for 98 minutes with 10 men, and then John Stones scores 98 minutes. This time, you know, it was the reversal. Pep tried to hit Arteta with his own medicine. Arteta said, I know what it tastes like, bro. You can't fool me. He was doing the blind test where you drink, is it the Coca-Cola or is it the random Tesco soda? Arteta knows what haram ball is, bro. You can't fool him. So, but of course, Arsenal's thing is disappointing that it's a draw against a City side that we seen from the second half was definitely beatable. But now you know, the Mikel Merino 10 gimmick thing, like it can't run anymore, guys. It can't run. Both for the sake of Arsenal winning points and for the sake of neutrals who want to watch the sport and be entertained. It can't run anymore. But like I said, you know, 1-1 in the end. The other thing that I didn't really understand was people shouting, why did you bring on Mosquera? What a losing mentality. And that's the point where I realized, okay, people just say things for the sake of trying to get likes and clicks, because there was 7 minutes added. Minute 98, City get a free kick. The last kick of the game is what we assumed it would be. And Arteta subs Mendy for Mosquera. They're saying, oh, why are you not bringing on a striker? Some people, like I said, they watch the sport via BBC News updates. They don't actually watch what's happening. Otherwise, you'd have seen the case. But like I said, 1-1. Look, the winners of this game are Liverpool. 5 points clear of Arsenal, 6 ahead of City now. It's looking like a long day for these guys. But shout out to all of City's defenders, Haaland and Doku as well. I must say though, Foden, his resurgence lasted about 2 games because he got hooked off and I didn't even see. I can't even tell you something he did in this game. So to everyone shouting Foden back because of a 5-day period, well, it looks like he's been frozen again. So unlucky to him. On the Arsenal side, I mean, again, defensively, didn't really have anything to do other than they got cooked by Haaland in minute 9. But for the rest of it, you know, pretty comfortable. I felt like Rice got a bit of a hard rep on the internet. From what I saw him playing way more forward passes than normal, especially first half. He was pinging it to Madueke over and over and over again. And then second half, he was playing them kind of slide rule passes in between, the right back and the right centre back to find either like a Trossard or a Calafiori. I felt like Rice was okay there. I spoke about Marino already. There's not much to say about that one. Zubimendi, again, his one is up and down, bro. I just can't tell with him at the moment. Like he does play some good passes, but it's like sometimes he needs to realize that we're not playing La Liga, you know. Like obviously La Liga very technical, they're all sound on the ball, but it is a little bit more fast paced. You don't have that kind of time to wait a couple seconds and find your man. Gyökeres, last one I'll touch on, a bit unfortunate, man. I felt like the last couple games he's been a little bit better, which is weird because he didn't score. When he was scoring, I wasn't really rating the performances, but he's getting up to speed a little bit more. I don't know if you guys agree with me. I feel like I'm more impressed by this than I was maybe the first 2 or 3 games. But again, you know, no goals. So I guess a striker's there to bag goals, isn't it? And he doesn't really offer you that much outside of it. But anyway, before we fly to Spain, I want to quickly touch on the 2 Premier League games. One of them will be very brief. Sunderland 1-1 Villa. Unai Emery. It's looking dark, mate. It's not a good evening. It's not a good afternoon. Nothing. Because Sunderland, who went down to 10 men, by the way, deserved 10. Violent kick out or whatever, petulant, deserved. Sunderland dominated. So you mean to tell me, Mr. Maresca, that you can have 10 men and not bring off all your forwards? I didn't know that. Now, that being said, Villa did score their first goal of the season. And Matty Cash, banger, to be fair to them. But then still, Sunderland carried on dominating. A lovely little dinked header from Xhaka right at the end. Found Isidore to level it 1-1. So, you know, 2 1-1s. And it was a 3, or was a hat-trick rather. It was a 3. You see how tired I am? I'm recording this video for you guys at 11 PM and you still don't want to subscribe to me. It's cool. You still want to go down and look if you've liked the video or not. It's cool. Newcastle Bournemouth, I'm not going to say nothing about. 0-0. Absolute waste of time. Thank you so much for that game. Let's go to Spain, where Barcelona face Getafe. If you know La Liga, you know Getafe. We spoke about Pep Harambu. If there's like a hierarchy of terrorismo, Getafe ranks super high on that one. But there was nothing they could do about the Joga Bonito that they were playing Barcelona at the Cruyff Arena or Cruyff Stadium, whatever that thing is. I don't even know what it's called, bro. It's some kind of Cruyff Arena with 6,000 people. I don't know what's going on there. Where's Spotify Camp Nou? I don't know. But anyway, Cruyff would have been proud of this total football because it was a lovely back heel, bang, goal. Ferran Torres could have had 3 actually. He scored 2 and then he hit the bar in the first half. So it could have been a first half hat-trick. Second half, Rashford comes on right wing. Olmo's on as well. Olmo scores. Rashford does all the work, to be fair. Running down the wing. Cuts it back. Olmo tucks it in. 3-0. He does his little checking the time. And you know what else we're checking? Simeone. The time is running out, bro. Another game without a win here. Now, Alvarez missed a penalty. Solov got sent off. Atleti still went ahead and didn't win. So yeah, it's looking dark for Simeone, I can't lie. Title race is already out the window, right? Barca and Madrid, the way that they're moving this so far, it's going to be a long day, bro. You're looking at them kind of times where we had Ronaldo and Messi and you have to get like 90 something points to win the league. It's looking at that kind of levels now where they just keep on winning every single game. Atleti, you're gone, bro. Over to Italy, we got 3 games. I only really watched one of them, to be fair. Inter Sassuolo. Inter, to be fair, the best thing in general was a new kit. I can't lie. These men are the Inter kits here. It's either like 10 out of 10 or like 3 out of 10. But anyway, we're not here to discuss the kits. We're here to discuss their game against Sassuolo. 2-1 in the end. Their left side of DeMarco, and I say left side. DeMarco is like a left wing back. Augusto is like the left centre back today. They both got on the score sheet against Sassuolo. They did concede late on, however, to Chedira, who, if you hear that name, when I hear that name anyway, I start getting cold shivers, bro. Because he gave us one of the worst World Cup performances I've ever witnessed in my life. That World Cup in Qatar for Morocco. He scored a goal for Sassuolo, but in the end, they held on to win 2-1. Como also won 2-1 away Fiorentina. Big ups to them. They came from behind to win, actually. Nico Paz getting both assists. This guy's a superstar. I keep on saying it, but Como, when are you inviting me? I'm looking at my DMs. No Como rep, no Como social media guy has messaged me. I want to come to watch Como. Invite me soon. And in the big Rome derby, Lazio lost their heads. No shock, you see Guendouzi on the red cards list. Pellegrini scores the winning goal, the only goal of the game. I believe, has he been there 10 years now? I was going to say on his 10th year anniversary kind of thing. Probably it's been like 8 or 9 years for him. But anyway, Roma legend gets the winner. We go to Germany. I'm going to be real. I didn't watch a single Germany game. All I'm here to tell you is to stop trusting these guys in your accas. Because for all the talk of, oh, Leverkusen are back, oh, Eintracht Frankfurt, they're so underrated, they both failed to win. Eintracht Frankfurt, I mean, they lost 3-4 to Union Berlin. Union Berlin that haven't been good for a while. Illich-Bag's 4 assists to Ollie Burke getting a hat-trick. Yes, that is the Ollie Burke that I'm referring to, by the way. I mean, the only bright spark is Uzun, the 19-year-old for Frankfurt. He seems to be a really good player. But again, you know, they lost. And Leverkusen got a taste of their own medicine, conceding in the 92nd minute to draw 1-1 against Monchengladbach. So, yeah, thank you very much to the German teams. I guess big up Dortmund. They got a 1-0 win at the Emmy, you know. Fair play to them. And lastly, in France, okay, very quickly, PSV drew Ajax, but I'm not going to speak about that, bro. You know me in the Dutch league right now, we're not on good terms, bro. So I hope you had a good fun there. Alkmaar and them man drew 3-3 as well. You know, big up to that. But let's go to France because we're going to see how I'm going to end the video. Ansu Fati's back. Monaco came from behind against Metz. Beerif back on the score sheet, and Ansu Fati braced to add to obviously his midweek exploits. Is he finally back? I don't know. And of course, the big game, PSG Marseille, was postponed due to weather. Postponed for when though? Tomorrow. Tomorrow night, in fact. The same time as the Ballon d'Or. Is that almost... Oh, English. I couldn't even finish the outro nicely, bro. I was going so well. Is that ominous signs for Dembele's Ballon d'Or charge? I don't know. Last thing though. Are we allowed to stream the Ballon d'Or? Like the video footage and whatnot? Because if so, I might get my first YouTube live stream there. I don't know. But if they're going to pop my account, then I'm not going to do that. But anyway, let me know who you think should win the Ballon d'Or. Let me know what you think was the goal of the day. Let me know what you thought of the Arsenal game, the Barca game, whatever team you support. Again, you could support a team that plays in Saudi, a team that plays in Argentina, Brazil. Let me know if your team got 3 points. And I like this thing, you know, that we did it yesterday, and I saw a few people that were there at the end. So my question for you, if you've watched up to the end, is who should win the Ballon d'Or tomorrow? Have a great, well, I say rest of your weekend, it's almost midnight. Have a great week next week, innit? I'll see you guys tomorrow for a Ballon d'Or video, maybe even a stream. Definitely a Twitch live stream, right, at 4:30, where we do the highlights of all the games, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, etc. So, hope to see you guys on Twitch in a bit. Bosh.